The Detroit Lions, they are not having a great 2025 as they have suffered another major blow to their team, now losing Levi Onwuzurike. And then my man's Ray McLeod in Atlanta said Michael Penix can take them all the way to the Super Bowl.
Bullshit.
Y'all know we gonna talk about it, break it all down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm the host here, Bobby, joined by Steve-O. So if y'all locked in, tuned in, and love talking football, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Steve-O, what's the word?
It ain't Detroit.
Hey, but yesterday we got some crazy news coming out of Detroit. My man's defensive lineman Levi Onwuzurike is done for the 2025 season after going in and receiving an ACL surgery, which now puts him out for the season. Steve-O and my listeners that's listening right now, just for context, these guys in Detroit also have two more defensive tackles in Aleem McNeil and Mikai Wingo on their pup list or the physically unable to perform list. And then on the offensive side, they got Taylor Decker, left tackle, on that list as well. They suffered losses to their offensive line in Ragnow, who retired, and Kevin Zeitler, who is gone through free agency. And on top of that, you lose your OC and your DC. And it's not a great 2025, at least right now, for the Detroit Lions. Steve-O, what's your initial thoughts, bro?
It's just a head after head, blow after blow, and especially like coming into this. Well, I say coming in now, I feel like they didn't really do enough in the off season to adjust to not adjust to no to adjust that the production of that defensive line or that defense as a whole. As we all know, for the last few years, the weakest link of the Detroit Lions has been their defense, especially their D line. And for them to just take hit after hit, we seen why it was a big reason why they didn't make it far into the postseason last year. They D line and their defense was just hurt. They had 10+ injuries for out for the rest of for the remainder of the season towards the end of the year. So that's a blow. So we knew coming into this year, addressing the defense was going to be big. They addressed it a little bit, but not enough. But and for that to be the case, for them not to address it enough, you still don't got Zadarius Smith back. He's still up in the air deciding where he gonna go. Then you sit here and lose Levi. Like, you can't afford to lose players. Like, it wasn't like you had one of the best D linemen in this. I wouldn't even say in your own division, but let alone the NFC. It's not like you had one of the best then. So to lose one already, and you really don't have nobody to replace it with, it looked like you're in a bit of trouble, and it looked like now you're going to be a little bit desperate. You're going to have to go look for somebody a little bit older and a little bit more cheaper on that end, because all the people, unless you want to go the big route, which is that guy in Cincinnati, but that's gonna cost you a pretty penny. But it's either that or you're gonna have to be penny pitching, trying to find somebody that can just hold you over till you can replace it the proper way.
I agree with you, bro. It's just, hey, look, everybody know who I root for, but as a fan of football, you want to go against the best and beat the best while they up, so you can go ahead and take home, you know what I'm saying, the money, and then talk a little smack while you walking out the door. But for this right here, to your whole entire point, their free agency, their draft, it wasn't hitting like I thought it would hit. You know what I'm saying? And then Dan Campbell, he spoke about the rookie that they drafted in Talik Williams, who's an interior D lineman. Now that's a lot of pressure for this young guy to go into, but he could either rise to the occasion or he can fall. And we're gonna absolutely see it. But to your point, Darius Smith, he already put out of the media. He wants to return to Detroit. Go give him a call. He ain't gonna cost that much. Give him a call, get him back in the building because you're going to need pass rushers and you're going to need some additional help. Now, if you want to go out there and try to recapture or encapsulate everything that you wanted to go after and kind of failed at last year with making it to the Super Bowl, that's when you go swing big and look at a Trey Hendrickson and then at Cincinnati because they don't want to pay him. And the thing is, me and Steve, we was talking about it offline, is like Aiden Hutchinson coming back from that leg injury, that's your best pass rusher. But us being as Chicago Bears fans, we looked at the similar situation. You had Akeem Hicks in Chicago go down, and there was not really a good enough edge to help Khalil Mack at that time. You don't want to put that much pressure on Aiden Hutchinson because though he's coming back from the injury and still young, and you think that he's going to be fine moving forward, if he's getting doubled and triple team on every single play or getting doubled and hit with a chip block on every single play because nobody is worried about the interior and nobody's worried about the opposite edge, he's going to be hurt again. So y'all need to figure it out in Detroit, and y'all absolutely need to, you know what I'm saying, go out there and try.
We're going to figure it out quick. Yeah, in a jiffy. Training camp is fastly approaching. I think we 50 days to the season start. Like it's going to be a quick turnaround, and like it's almost the worst case scenario. Like he got hurt at the worst possible scenario at the
Bro,
worst possible time. Like I don't really know what their money situation, but usually at this time, people that spent the bulk of their money,
yep,
or if they gotten to this point, you already know they ain't spending no more money. So it's either they gonna, like I said, I think they either gonna go for a big swing or they not. They gonna go for somebody that could just fix it. And if I were them, based on everything they just lost, including coaches, I would go for the big swing because that you still get majority of the core that you've been trying to win with, but that core slowly, it's slow, that window is slowly closing.
facts. Because
I
last
mean,
year,
quickly, not slowly,
yeah,
quickly closing.
quickly closing for sure. Because last year the expectations was at least NFC Championship, and y'all got bounced in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Versus the young Washington Commanders team, who look like they might be primed to go into another run like that in the postseason. But we'll see how it plays out. But Steve, I want to bring up an important part on why they need to go out and continue to at least try to find, you know what I'm saying, a good solution, a long-term solution. You know, football long-term is probably 2-3 years down the road when you
Yep,
talk about older pass rushers. And I think that the big swing, you might have to go take it because right now you got one of the best safety duos in the league with Kirby Joseph and my man's Brian Branch. Them two monsters, they nice. But
they're
guess
definitely
what?
nice.
We always talk about it, bro. If that pass rush is that, it don't matter how good them safeties is. You
Cause
can't
they ain't
cover
gonna,
forever.
cause they ain't gonna see the ball. The ball ain't gonna come their direction.
They're not gonna be able to be at their best. So it's
Hmm.
best for Detroit to go out there and try to figure out their defensive line. But Steve-O, questioning you. At once, we thought at least the last two, we could give them the last 2 years as the best offensive line. Major hits. Do you see a major drop off from this offensive line? They did go out there and they drafted Tate Ratledge, and then you still got Panay. But after that, it's a bunch of question marks, at least in my opinion. How you looking at the offensive line?
Um, it's gonna be a drop in production. Like the sacks might like be an uptick in sacks and pressures, but I still expect it to look the same. They still got their O line coach that they've been having, and they for the most part. So once you and he's a pretty good O line coach. So
Mm-hmm.
if you got a pretty good O line coach, a lot of things are not gonna change. They still gonna remain the same, and he gonna work with what he got. Usually he can get the best out of what he has. So I think he gonna try to get the best out of what he has, but they ain't gonna be in the top. They definitely not gonna be in the top five. I should say that.
I think that's a fair point because you definitely gonna have to see what this O line coach can do, but then it's also gonna be on the new offensive coordinator over there too. I
Hmm.
know he's been a part of the organization. I know there are some Detroit Lion fans that is fully on board with him, but the way that you call plays is absolutely, we already know it's going to be different from how Ben Johnson called plays. And if you want to help your offensive line and your offense and your run game, you got to call a good story on any given day that you're playing football. So we're going to see, man. But the Detroit Lions, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, but y'all had the division on lock the last 2 seasons. It's wide open now. It's wide open. I've been saying
Super
it all
open.
off season.
It's super open now. And yeah, you should have. It really led to last year was your year, in my opinion. The
Yeah,
fact
they.
that you squandered that, and it wasn't really the defense. Like the defense had a part of it, but the
Mhm.
way they went out, the way they did, it's eating them up because that to me that was their shot.
It was they shot, but when your quarterback go out there and throw 3 interceptions, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable,
And that wasn't
especially
his.
with a guy with experience like that. You know how important it is to take care of the football and playoff football.
And that wasn't his first 3-pick game that season either.
That's what I'm saying. So it's gonna be challenges. And bro, that's a gut punch loss. And then what about the loss to San Francisco the year before that? When you literally had the lead and you gave up the lead and lost, and you could have punched your ticket to the Super Bowl.
And
Ugh.
that's why I felt like this was the year because you can that stings, but you can bounce back. Be like mistake here, mistake here. We can bounce back from it. That's one you just got your ass whooped and you didn't come to play. Like
Yeah.
that's more hard to turn around from
Yeah.
because you got to look within when that happens.
Facts. We gonna see though. Still got to play the game. So and we know it all comes down to situational football and how good that head coach is able to manage time and manage possessions and understand what's at stake on any given possession. So we'll see. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts and everything down below on the Detroit Lions situation. Steve O, before we get up out of here, we got to talk about Ray McCloud. He got Super Bowl aspirations. He talked to the Pro Football Network and they talked about Michael Penix Jr. He said, I'm excited. I'm not going to be surprised by any of it. I've watched Michael Penix every day for the last year at practice, and I'm just ready to see him go into an experienced year, a polished year, and see how it goes. Go all the way to the Super Bowl. To that, you say what, Steve-O?
I mean, he said everything right. He said the right things to say, but it don't hold no validity. Like anybody can say that. Like as a wide receiver, that's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to have the utmost confidence in your wide receiver. You're supposed to believe in them and all that, this, that, and the third. I get it, but nobody believe that shit. You just don't.
I
You
think, hey,
like I get it. Like you have the division where anything can happen, and you can have a wonderful a fucking winter wonderland ass fucking season because that division ain't shit. All you really got to worry about is Jacksonville. Outside of that, if you
no,
make it to
they in the NFC South,
I forgot
not
the
the
end.
NFC
So I'm
South.
about to say. I mean, all you got to worry about is you
The
really don't got to
Bucks.
worry about anybody but the Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks. I was gonna say the Saints, but you ain't got to worry about the Saints
Nah,
for
you ain't worried
real.
about the Saints for
But
real.
yeah, but
The
outside of that,
Panthers,
is no. I mean, no, I can't.
maybe
I can't say
not
that because
yet.
that D line will. I feel like that D line is going. People going keep looking at the Panthers like the Panthers, and I realizing that D line they got beefed up. So I feel like they could catch a couple people off guard. But like if out of 2 times, like they gonna beat them. They gonna if they surprise them once, they gonna beat them again. Like they gonna find a way
Yeah,
to beat them. But at the end of the day, like outside of the Bucks, they don't have nobody to worry about. So I feel
understand.
like I get why he talking like that, but it's too many people. Once you get in the playoffs, that's when we're gonna be like, all right, now we're gonna bring it back down to where you're supposed to be at because it's too many quarterbacks, too many defenses that's way better than Atlanta.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's gonna come down to because Michael Penix didn't he came into the league experienced, so that's a good thing. But you didn't play a full season in the NFL, so I still think there's gonna be some growing pains. Maybe
Yep.
not a lot of them, but I think there's gonna be some. I'm not saying they can't make it to the Super Bowl, but I think that you gotta put it on wax. That's just how it goes for me. You got to go out there and do everything that you can. And Steve-O, me and my wife, we was talking about like how like those 90 hits back in the days, the 80s and the 90s with the music, how they did a lot of cheating and delusion. It was a lot of delusion and cheating in the timeless music that we love, that we still love today. Football is
Mhm.
damn near kind of the same. It's a lot of delusion that be going on in the first few weeks of the NFL season, the basketball season, and then once you get later into it, you got to come to reality. So I think
Once
that's
week 10 hit, everybody be like, all right, I was talking a little crazy.
right.
I was feeling a feeling of the weight of the season, and then the weight of the season hit your ass. Like, yeah, you can talk all good of Brady, what you know, but we all know around week 6 to week 10 is where that realization starts to show.
Oh, the real. Cause yeah, after the Hail Mary.
It wasn't even after the Hail Mary. Once we landed back on America's soil, it was over. Fuck it over. Fuck the Hail Mary. It was over. What we should we went from England to the national capital. We shouldn't have known it was gonna be some bullshit.
For real, it was crazy, bro. Yeah, that was definitely a time. But hey, if my mans feel like they can do it, show me, and I'll be right there. Like, Michael Penix, cold. I think he got some talent. I just got to see a little bit more out of him. Hey, Steve-O, just a little thought before we go. But if Caleb hit, we got to wait and see if JJ hit. You got Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. That's 5 quarterbacks from the same draft. If they all hit,
I
oh
feel
my,
like we needed that
crazy.
because we ain't had a draft class in a minute where it was like, the Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, where you just have a class that's okay, these gonna be the guys for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Like we got Lamar, we got Pat, we got Dak, and Joe Burrow. That's about it.
Yeah, because the Justin Fields draft, you had Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson.
Oh, that shit. It's only one starter remaining.
Oh, the
Well,
real,
two,
like
two,
one guy.
two. I should say now. Well,
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, it'll be interesting to see what. I can't wait, bro. We right there. The rookie's been reporting, and it's time to
mhm,
talk more football, bro. It's
I can't
cracking.
wait. I'm tired. I've been tired of damn basketball. I really have.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Unless you tune into the stud buds. No, I'm just.
Man, them motherfuckers is crazy. Them motherfuckers is crazy. They done cracked the code though. I tell you that.
They definitely did. But hey, let's get up out of here. You got anything left, bro?
Nah.
But hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode, man. Before y'all roll up out of here, man, make sure y'all give us all your thoughts and your comments down in the comment box. Share this with somebody that might enjoy. We talking this NFL stuff as the season gets rocking. The more content is gonna be pushed out. So we gonna definitely be here, and you gonna see us more often than not. But for the meantime, in between time, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football, and we gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks